trapped.
Welcome back to The Evil Within.
Can't get out. Still here. What is this? Nothing changes.
This is The Evil Within 2. We're in Chapter 11. This is the last time that we have encountered the Onryō. We have escaped her, and this is what we found.
My fault. It's all my fault. What the hell is this? Can't move on. Can't move. The source of my pain is me. The part of me still stuck in STEM. Never getting out. No. I'm wrong. I will get out. But without you. What was that? It felt different than the others. More real. Like something changed. I feel good. Huh. My trusty revolver. Haven't seen you in a long time.
I hope that brought shivers to your spine the same way it did for me. It's interesting to me that all of the Onryō encounters, all of that storyline about Sebastian uncovering and facing his fears from the first game, realizing that he left a part of himself there with that experience, that now he understands that experience. He understands, I mean, not at a full detailed technical level of exactly what happened to him, but he understands how much of it was real, how much of it came from himself, how much of it came from others, and at least partially that he had no control over most of it, and that those horrors and the things that he had to do, the number of zombies he had to kill, for instance, and everything, that left scars on him.
It goes down forever.
That he's just now being able to face. Coming into STEM the second time has allowed him. This time it was voluntary, and by taking that step of being voluntary, has allowed him to put some perspective on it and release the part that he had left behind in the original STEM. That was a really powerful sequence, and it's amazing to me that much of the storyline, that huge of a psychological transition, that path that he goes through to that's all optional. You didn't have to do that part of the game at all, so you didn't even have to see it, you didn't have to experience it, but it, to me, is just absolutely critical to understanding Sebastian and some of the things that are going to come later in the game. All right, well, you saw in the last episode that we completely cleared out this lab. Lament, a dozen zombies or so, and, well, maybe not a dozen, but quite a few zombies. And now we have a cerebral chip that we found in the labs upstairs.
Scanning for Unity cerebral chip. Please
and we can
wait.
finally go through this huge vault door. Now notice if you had come up here, that would have clicked like that, and you wouldn't have had time to just stand here and wait for that, even though it was kind of a short time. You either needed to deal with those, or you need to get up there, get it scanning the chip, and then step away and hide, and then when it's open, come through. So since we killed everything, we could just stand there. All right, we've covered what the Onryō is, why the Onryō is what creates the zombies, how it came into be in STEM. If you missed any of that discussion, you may want to watch the last couple episodes, especially the last episode would, I think I laid that out pretty clearly. What's coming here is, we were chasing after the residual memory of Yukiko Hoffman as she went through that door. That's why we had to go through the labs and find a cerebral chip we're looking for her, because she's going to Liam, and Liam O'Neill is who we were really looking for, because he's supposed to maybe be able to tell us how to find Theodore Wallace. Theodore Wallace has basically laid down the gauntlet. He's trying to take Lily from her mother, Myra. And our theory is that if we can stop Theodore Wallace, that we can then talk to Myra and make some rational decisions with Myra, and we can leave STEM as a family. That's Sebastian's current goal. He's going to find Liam and Yukiko in lab number 4. When we came into this huge lab area, on the first floor, we found a room that was called Lab 1. On the second floor, we found Labs 2 and 3. And in here is Lab 4. So the big areas don't seem to have a name, but the littler doors with the red bars on them, like, see back there where it says 4? Right, okay. So... important thing to note here is that basically they give you a circular arena. You can travel around the outside of that area with the tables by just running around the perimeter of this larger room.
No! Can't you see what he's trying to do to you? Please, stop! Don't let him control you!
Just listen. Listen. His voice will tell you.
You've got to resist him!
Hoffman, stand back!
No! He doesn't know what he's doing! Ugh. Liam! Don't!
What do you mean, Liam?
Stay back!
Stay out of my way, Sebastian.
O'Neill, what happened?
Theodore showed me the way. I am his now. I helped him hide. And in exchange, he gave me a new life.
A life as a slave.
You'll never understand. For that, you'll burn!
Now, I've said it in other boss fights. If there's ever a time that you're finding it hard to get through an area, or you're struggling with the mechanics of something, you can see what we're trying to do. We're trying to shoot the tank, right? And so we're focusing as much on the tanker as we are on him. Then we went for headshots. That was 6 full shotgun blasts on him. And the shock bolt held him for a moment, but other than that, it almost couldn't even
Getting too
notice.
hot in here.
Now the room is not circular unless you turn the sprinklers on. The sprinklers don't last forever, but there's another switch to turn that fire off. But either way you go, at the moment they're kind of trapped until you can get a circular path so that you can run around. Our original goal had been to shoot the tank. We thought, shooting the tank is bound to have an effect. Then we went to shooting the head. It turns out there is an achievement for. Now notice he's fast. He's fast, and the fire shoots a long distance. He does lose you relatively easily. As soon as you get out of sight, he seems to kind of lose you, but he will run after you if you continue running and you can hear your footsteps. But the general theory is that anytime you're having a problem in the game, you're probably not using your crossbow correctly. I was surprised at how far that flame went, and I don't know whether that bolt hit. But now, once we've pulled both of these, now the whole arena is circular. As soon as that fire dissipates, yeah. Okay, so now we know we have a circular path, so things are much better at this point. You can tell what I was thinking. I was thinking if I got there, maybe he walks into an ambush. I will say that I have never caught Liam in an ambush. I mean, I've hit him with stealth attacks, but I've never hit him with the ambush skill nor the predator skill. I love the music for this section. Isn't that great music? It just builds the tension. I was convinced if I just kept pulling this, that things would get better. I don't know why. Once the fire is out, the fire is out. I mean, later on there will be more fires and you can put them out too, at least some of them.
Sebastian, listen to him. He'll change your
But in general,
mind
once you've
like
pulled
he did
them,
mine.
pulling him's not going to do anything more for you. Just runs the sprinklers again. It doesn't even seem to draw him. It's like he doesn't notice that you're doing that. Those windows are interesting because you can see through them and you can kind of see him in them sometimes. See him on the other side of those windows. You can see how the sprinklers hit only a very specific area, and so all these other fires just, they don't hit them.
I'm sorry, Master.
Now one thing you can do is you can sit
I
still.
promise.
The audio in the game is only stereo, but when he is talking like that,
He offered you freedom, and you turned it away. For what?
you can turn Sebastian, turn your camera back and forth in a couple of different ways, and you can tell whether you can kind of locate him that way as to whether he's in front of you, behind you. We're trying to get behind him, obviously.
Let the flames consume you.
A full charge bolt right to the throat. That had to hurt. Looked like it hurt.
I told him.
Now that was an explosive bolt, and you heard it explode. Now notice I actually ran into the flames there, and the flames will hurt you. They'll pause you. They don't hurt real bad, but they'll pause you.
Playing with you.
On Nightmare, they hurt quite a bit. So that explosive bolt, so 6 shotgun bolts, an explosive bolt, and maybe a couple of harpoon bolts. And there was another, put us into the second stage of the battle. This is our last explosive bolt, right on his forehead.
You're gonna pay for that.
Now because we cleared the last lab area, there was a little bit of ammo when we came in. There was some handgun ammo, some shotgun ammo. But you're going to see we're going to go through almost all of it here. So frostbolt. Frostbolts will pause him as well as the shock bolts did.
I won't let him get away. I promise.
You do not want to be near him at all. The flame has a long reach, but it's even worse if you get close to him. He can be a one-shot kill a couple of different ways. If you're close enough to him, he will strike you with the weapon, with the flamethrower, that pointed end of the front of the flamethrower. If you're close enough and you're low enough in health, when he does that, he will literally just jam it straight through your chest and lift you off the ground
Once
with
you
it.
give in,
Not a good thing, obviously.
The
The other way, and this can be a one-shot kill even if you're full health, is he will hit you and knock you down and then stand over you and just boil you with the
Yes, Father
flames.
Theodore. I told him.
Now you notice that throwing that actually helped a little bit. It cleared some of the flames back there that you could have run into, but it doesn't change the arena. The arena, once you clear those once you pull each one of them the first time, you've cleared the fires that will allow you to move around the whole arena. Everything else is kind of just try to make sure you give it a wide enough berth to not bump into it. So here's the frost bolt. And try to be as close as I can so that I can run up on him as he's frozen.
You must be cleansed. Damn you, Sebastian.
And the fire stopped us for a little bit there. You see, he doesn't break apart, and hitting him even with the knife, that's 3 pretty good knife blows there. We've got Brawler 2. The first one just kind of broke the ice off him. I'm sure it hurt him, but it another charge bolt right to the chest, and it didn't even he didn't react to it as strongly as he did then. I think he only reacts when he crosses particular damage thresholds. You can see the silver canister there. If I was to aim at that, if I could catch him close enough to it, that would freeze him as well, the same as a frostbolt would do, freeze bolt. And there are a couple of canisters. There's in that room. There's another one. So there's another good solid charged. It didn't look like it hit him in the shoulder, but that was a full charge on that bolt. Down to just 2 of those left now.
Yes, Father Theodore. I told him.
That might have missed. Hard to tell. That fire right at the end, that's the worst fire for me. I bump into it a lot in these battles. Pulling these at this point is doing nothing. So I've got 1 harpoon bolt left. These are not fully upgraded, they're just harpoons, they are not flame arrows.
I'm sorry, Master. I won't let him get away. I promise.
The one thing I will say about our video, it was recorded in 4K. It's published to YouTube at Blu-ray
Give in,
1920.
Sebastian. Listen to him. He'll
It's at
change
60,
your mind like he did
60
mine.
frames per second when we were playing. I think I published it at 24 frames
Stop
per second.
running.
It basically Blu-ray quality. The 60 frames per second makes a difference for this older PC game adaptation of the PS4 game, because the game was movement speeds of the foes and their special abilities are frame rate based in this game, which is a horrible way to develop a game, and certainly not acceptable in today's world.
Father Theodore.
But when you were developing
I
for
told him.
consoles, all the consoles had a fixed frame rate. It's not like somebody had a PS4 that was running at 60 and somebody had one that was running at 30. They all ran at 30. And so if you're designing a... now we know he's hurt now because of the handgun putting him down on the ground like that. So 2, 3, 4, 5. That one might have missed. They weren't great aimed. They were going to hit his legs, his hips, and stuff like that. I mean, in real life, that slows a person down. You know. But you can see he's kind of he's kind of an ammunition sponge. He will take a lot of your ammunition. 12 handgun rounds left. Or was it 12 plus some? I know there's 12 in the gun. But playing on a PC games have long known that you can't rely on frame rates because, you know, even back in PS2 times, not PS2 times, but the
Get away. I promise.
286 PCs, even those had variable rates depending on what kind of graphics cards you had and things like that. Those are good headshots.
You'll never escape me.
We're down to our last 11 handgun rounds. But so, in modern days, if you're playing this on your PC, I believe there's a setting to fix the frame rate at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. You do not want to run this game wide open on a strong gaming PC because it was meant for you to experience it 30 frames per second. Look at that stealth attack. Just so you know, on survival, you would have to hit him, I believe, 4 times, at least 3 times, maybe 4 times to kill him if you only did it stealth. On classic mode, it takes 4 for sure. I know, because that's how we killed him on classic mode. On nightmare, I think it took 5.
Thank you, Sebastian. Finally, free from his voice. From my fears. I was so scared. You've got to stop him.
I can't stop him if I can't find him, Onryō.
He phase shifted. He's not here. Not anywhere. The machine in the room next door. You've got to destroy it.
What machine?
He made me build it. To hide him. Destroy it. So that you can destroy him.
What happened? How did Onryō get turned into that thing?
I don't know. I've been locked in my safe house since you left. When Liam called and asked me to meet him, I was so relieved to hear his voice. But he wasn't Liam. He was that thing. I tried to get through to him, but you heard him. Theodore Wallace did something to him.
Poor guy. I didn't want to have to kill him.
You didn't have a choice. Theodore wasn't gonna give him up. So what now?
Let's take a look at this machine Onryō was talking about.
I think it's on the other side of the room where you found us. Let's go.
All right, so that's the second achievement of this video.
Broken flamethrower. The flamethrower fuel tanks are damaged beyond repair. You'll need to find some replacements before you can use it. The weapon seems to use custom-made parts, so you'll probably need to find a similar weapon to salvage the tanks from. You have a feeling that you're not going to find one just lying around, though.
Flamethrower. I could use this, but it's broken. If I found the right parts.
Turns out you need 2 tanks, not just 1, even though he only had 1 on his back. There's another achievement that you could have gotten there. If you hit the tank the right number of times, I guess, and in kind of the right locations, it will burst and kill him.
I would never disobey.
Yes, Master. Of course. The machine is operating as it should. Thank you, Father Theodore. To hear you say that, it fills me with pride. What? But she is harmless to us. She's not... No. I would never disobey. Of course I will. Whatever pleases you. Yukiko, can you hear me? I'm in the fabrication room. Clearances don't mean much when everyone's dead. Just... please come and meet me here. I have something to show you. It's important. I'm sorry, Yukiko, but he demands it.
Now, we were absolutely convinced that shooting the tank did nothing. So when we, after our whole playthrough, and we did look up what the achievements were, and one of them was kill him using the tank, we were surprised. We're like, it didn't do anything. So it turns out it's hard to do, but if you want to see it
Lots
happen,
of weird stuff in here. Looks like he was building something.
Maybe that machine he was talking about.
if you want to see it happen, stick with us. Our next playthrough, the next playthrough is our achievement hunting playthrough, where we play on casual mode, and on that mode we do manage to get that achievement.
Mark of influence. Theodore's sticking his fingers in every part of this place.
It's almost like a form of communication with him.
The residual memory of Liam talking to Theodore was interesting because Theodore basically told him to kill Yukiko. There seems to have been a kind of, if you pick up on the inflections of their voices, Yukiko, when she's talking about Liam, and even Liam there in the residual memory talking about Yukiko, there seems to be almost a kind of a romantic innuendo underlying that maybe they were fond of each other. So it makes that a little bit more tragic if you think of it that way. For Yukiko, she was trying to save him, but couldn't get through to him. Theodore had him completely twisted. You can see how empty we were. No handgun ammo. We did have some shotguns left. We didn't have any means of freezing him. We had no shock bolts, and we had no freeze bolts left to freeze him to get close to where we felt close enough to use the shotgun. So, problems. You can also see on the left there that they've added a flamethrower as a thing you can create, and like I said, it requires 2 tanks instead of just 1. We used up all of our sniper rounds, all of our handgun rounds, our electric bolts, our explosive bolts, and our freeze bolts in that battle, and almost all of the harpoon bolts as well. So, need to resupply. That's what we're doing now. After this, you're going to see we also found a high-grade weapons part and some red gel. So we will do some character upgrades as well as some weapons upgrades. Start with the human upgrades.
Welcome back, Detective. How am I ever going to get these nails right if you keep interrupting my
Nothing new to say at this time. We really only take 1 upgrade. We unlock quick recovery.
There's nothing wrong with being cautious, but you can't avoid fighting forever. Maybe you should think about adding some combat skills.
Instead of combat skills, we add a recovery. We take quick recovery too. I guess we didn't even have to unlock it. We just took it. Weapons upgrades, we're going to take, I believe, 4 of them. All in the handgun. Getting to where we're really liking to just fly through the rounds with the handgun, so we're going to bump the fire rate up. A lot of times I don't like to upgrade the fire rate because I find that I just spray, and if I have to pause a little bit between the two, I'm more likely to hit more hits. But in this game, I wanted that fire rate specifically for no other reason than I wanted the fire rate inside the shooting gallery to be higher. We also increased or decreased the reload speed, increased the rank of it, just decreased the speed. All right, well, that was our episode 34. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.